It's Pastor Becky here with a special reading for your Sunday evening or your Monday morning or whenever you have time to listen to the Word of God. This morning on Sunday, we read the story from John's Gospel, chapter 11, of Jesus coming to the village of Bethany and grieving with the sisters Martha and Mary and raising their brother Lazarus from the dead. Next Sunday is Palm Sunday, and we will read the story of Jesus's arrival in Jerusalem from Matthew chapter 21. But I want to read what happens in between according to John's Gospel. Our reading is John chapter 11, verse 45 through chapter 12, verse 11. I invite you to listen now for the word of God. Many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary and had seen what Jesus did, believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. So the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of the council and said, "What are we to do? This man is performing many signs. If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will come and destroy both our holy place and our nation." But one of them, Caiaphas, who was high priest that year, said to them, "You know nothing at all. You do not understand that it is better for you to have one man die for the people than to have the whole nation destroyed." He did not say this on his own, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus was about to die for the nation, and not for the nation only, but to gather into one the dispersed children of God. So from that day on, they planned to put Jesus to death. Jesus, therefore, no longer walked about openly among the people, but went from there to a town called Ephraim in the region near the wilderness, and he remained there with the disciples. Now the Passover was near, and many went up from the country to Jerusalem before the Passover to purify themselves. They were looking for Jesus and were asking one another as they stood in the temple, "What do you think? Surely he will not come to the festival, will he?" Now the chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that anyone who knew where Jesus was should let them know so that they might arrest him. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, the home of Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. There they gave a dinner for him. Martha served, and Lazarus was one of those reclining with him. Mary took a pound of costly perfume made of pure nard, anointed Jesus's feet, and wiped them with her hair. The house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But Judas Iscariot, one of his disciples, the one who was about to betray Jesus, said, "Why was this perfume not sold for 300 denarii and the money given to the poor?" He said this not because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He kept the common purse and used to steal what was put into it. Jesus said, "Leave her alone. She bought it so that she might keep it for the day of my burial. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me." When the great crowd of the Jews learned that Jesus was there, they came not only because of Jesus, but also to see Lazarus, whom Jesus had raised from the dead. So the chief priests planned to put Lazarus to death as well, since it was on account of him that many of the Jews were deserting and were believing in Jesus. This is the word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God. Family of God, we are getting ready to enter Holy Week on Sunday, Palm Sunday, April 2nd. I hope that you are planning to join us for worship in the days ahead, including Palm Sunday and Maundy Thursday and Good Friday and Easter Vigil and Easter Sunday. If you're looking for a church to call home or a place to walk faithfully with one another, I hope that you'll join us. May God bless you and keep you this day and always.